innovation push and this competition push has been from China as well. So Volvo are owned by a Chinese auto manufacturer called Geely, and these are the ones that are pushing electric vehicles as well from the eastern side. And then, which is kind of a nice little kind of way to move on to the next segment, is really how big China's influence is in this. And because China have widely adopted electric vehicles more than anyone in the world, and we've seen Western automakers look at this as a massive opportunity as well. It was only last year where Tesla was the first company that was allowed to build their own factory in China. The way that China usually operate is that if you want to sell or make things in China and you don't want to have to pay them high tariffs, is that you have to partner with a Chinese company, and then that often means a lot of sharing of intellectual property or technology, which then Chinese companies can essentially use in their own way. That's a whole different conversation, really. But you, within your research as well, you kind of discovered, it is fascinating because I saw it as well when I was doing my decision, how big China are in the whole of the EV industry market from start to finish. It's not just about the consumer, it's about the supply side as well. I mentioned at the start of the podcast that a material called neodymium. Did you do much of research of neodymium in yours research?
I did.
Yeah.
No, it was mainly around cobalt and lithium.
Right, so neodymium is essentially the 90% of the world's supply is in China, and it's a key factor of essentially of the electric magnet in the EV engines. So it's from supply side to the mass consumer market. China has such a massive influence. How did you kind of discover that as well in your research? China's influence on the EV market.
It is quite concerning, to say the least. And it's not just the fact that they can influence the market; it's the fact that they can just, it's crazy.
Own it, essentially.
Yeah, it is upstream and downstream from the Focal company, as you said. They control the majority of rare earth materials. They have a large amount of ability to produce most of these materials, and also they have mainly monopolized the ability to refine rare earth materials and fundamental materials of lithium-ion batteries, primarily cobalt. And what you tend to see is, because of the stringent labour laws in China and their ability to just control this market, they have interfered in areas such as the Democratic Republic of Congo with cobalt, and have actually lowered the price of the good, therefore undercutting competition, making it unprofitable for a lot of private enterprises to actually enter the industry. Therefore, the influence of China will continue to grow. And like as I said at the start, a lot of companies aren't doing a lot about it, and as a result, the influence is continuing, and China will continue to increase their influence on the price of these goods as well. For example, with cobalt, because of their large stores of it, if they feel like their reserves are declining, they can actually withhold their exports of the goods, and therefore dominate the market and increase the price of the commodity.
Yeah.
Across the globe. An example is they withheld their export quota of cobalt by about 40%, and the price of the good actually tripled. So it is crazy. And when the increase in demand for these goods does happen, as it is already happening, China will be in a very rare position where they have the infrastructure to store mass amounts of this good, compared to other countries which do not, because they don't have the reserves for it. And this will just mean that China will be able to consolidate their position even further. So it is concerning. And on top of that like I mentioned at the start, the four main areas being South America, North America, or three, South America, North America, and Australia for lithium. China are buying up producers in these countries, therefore having an even greater control at the source, such as with Talison, a lithium-ion extractor in Australia. So it is concerning, and you do see people or countries trying to make an effort. For example, with the Mountain Pass rare earth mine in the USA, which could have the possibility of maybe decreasing the reliance on China, but it does mean it will take a lot more than just one mine to do that. So